Hello guys! But actually I could have said students, because today we have another lesson of Russian geography. We will learn more about Russian locations where tonight they have heard really loud explosions, and all because of the successful military drone operation of Ukrainian armed forces that targeted a number of oil refineries in Russian Federation and even a metallurgical plant. But for the most attentive viewers, there is one more important topic that we need to cover, and these are news about the betrayal of the deputy of the Russian Minister of Defense Shoigu, Timur Ivanov. They claim he is a traitor, and all after the successful operation of Ukrainian intelligence. Let me tell you more of this indeed beautiful news from an ordinary Ukrainian perspective. My name is Anna, and I vlog daily from Ukraine since the start of the brutal Russian invasion. So if you're new to the channel, you support Ukraine, please subscribe and help us fight against Russian propaganda and fake news. And my longtime friends, check your subscription status and hit notification button. I am really happy that Ukrainian armed forces continue special military operation on the territory of Russia by targeting their oil refineries. Despite some advice, we continue this very effective tactics that targets not only military infrastructure but also the economy of Russia. We all know the Russian Federation is totally dependent on its dig and sell approach. It does not produce anything creative, innovative, and oil is perhaps one of the most important Russia's exports. So, not to suffer from higher prices, simply avoid any Russian products. But anyway, tonight, a flock of beautiful Ukrainian drones targeted 2 oil refineries in Smolensk region. Smolensk is not that far away from Ukraine, but they've decided to locate a lot of oil refineries on the territory of this region. And Ukrainian drones targeted 2 of them, where approximately 26,000 cubic meters of fuel was stored. Where stored, that is past simple, and that's very important here. Also, another oil refinery was targeted in Voronezh, which is also close to Ukraine, and perhaps if Russians had a chance, they would definitely move them somewhere to Siberia. But they cannot do it, but Ukrainian drones are actually training to reach Siberia, and I like this update. Hopefully soon we will see how far away they can travel. Honestly, sometimes I feel that in a year or two, this will be like 50% war of drones and potentially other robots. Let me know, what do you think about this evil but still necessary evolution of war means, weapons, that is always the result of any big war. So anyway, one more beautiful object was targeted tonight, and that is a metallurgical plant in Lipetsk. Once again, they use it to produce metal that is later shaped into tanks. So we decided to reshape it by burning it. But of course, Russians once again will claim someone smoked. I personally don't mind. I wish someone to smoke in the Kremlin and also in all of the bunkers that hide Putin from the world. And another important update for today is the fact that in Russia they are considering a state betrayal, and they believe it was done by the deputy, but maybe even by the minister, we'll see in future. At the moment, by the deputy of the Minister of Defense, Timur Ivanov. If you're new to the channel, remember to subscribe to demonstrate your solidarity and help us spread more information about Ukraine. This helps, indeed. So, by the way, Ivanov is the most popular Russian surname, and if I had to translate it in English, that would be like, I don't know, I cannot say Johnson because Johnson is the son of John, and Ivanov is just like belonging to John. So anyway, Ivanov is a corrupt deputy of Minister of Defense because Russia is a purely corrupt country. And what is obvious, all of them knew about his corruption schemes, and they did not arrest him during all the period of his work, and that is since 2016. Why? I think for Russia it's totally okay to take bribes and to master corruption. Actually, they are exporters of this corruption to all of the civilized countries of the world. And I'm sure you can find traces in your governments. We definitely can find in ours, but we are fighting that actively. So anyway, Ivanov was arrested, and the official reason for his arrest is a bribe. But everybody thinks it is not a bribe because, once again, it's not the first bribe, maybe the millionth bribe that he was taking, and most likely it is because Putin ordered to arrest him and he thinks that Ivanov is a traitor. And all because of the successful operation of Ukrainian intelligence, wherein the result of a hacker attack, they got access to his documentation and many important things. So anyway, all of that is in Ukraine since spring 2024, and Ivanov is in prison since April 2024. By the way, his wife was caught by Ukrainian journalists on camera in one of the resorts in the Alp Mountains in March 2023. Guys, not all sanctions are working, unfortunately. So when skiing, be careful and watch around. You don't need Russian politicians, Russian military people on your ski treks, how do you say it? I don't ski. So anyway, Ivanov is now imprisoned, and most of Russian media now try to figure out what kind of destiny awaits him. Will his accusation be changed to the betrayal of the state, or will they simply take him to court for corruption and bribes, and then perhaps he will be neutralized in a classical Russian way in somewhere in one of Russian prisons? You know, this is a very typical practice in Russia. And sometimes when I think about how many Russian crimes we have witnessed already, I am surprised that there are still people who believe this country can be returned to normalcy without very, severe actions. Once again, this war, Russian war, it doesn't have to be simply stopped. Russia has to be defeated, and very serious work has to be done with the population. And of course, all of this propagandists, all of these politicians, all of this military men, they have to be imprisoned, and then we could have applied this classical Russian attitude to imprisoned people, but perhaps we won't, because we are a part of a civilized society and democratic world. Thank you so much for your support, and I hope soon I will have more vlogs on the work of Atacoms and Storm Shadows. Remember to subscribe if you're new to the channel and you want to see and discuss these beautiful smoking accidents in Russia that are to come. Join me on Instagram, Threads, Twitter and Discord, and do check beautiful merch in our shop. It works well as conversation starter and reminder about Ukraine. And of course, thank you for buying me coffees, becoming my patrons and being my friend. Your continued support, your kind advice, your comments and the work that you do in your countries is extremely valuable, and it helps us win. Slava Ukraini!